Right, so we had to run to the neighbor's cache to get this big pipe wrench, as I didn't have one quite big enough to go around both of these. Not quite strong enough to do that. Actually, if you just hold that tight. Propane's getting a little cold. Gosh, thinks this is a toy. Look at him. Really, we're gonna cut a new length of pipe, get the pump a little bit further deeper into the well, so it doesn't matter. I just kind of just warm this up just to see if we can. There it goes. You can get galvanized fittings for this. They're cheaper, but I try and stay away from galvanized or zinc coated steel. Steel rust, so they galvanize it just so to help prevent with rusting, but I would just go straight with the brass fittings. They're worth a bit more money, but then you know that your water's not contaminated. So of course, hammer on some Teflon tape. Not like it's a big deal. We're pushing water through. Now if this was a jet pump system, which also I do have, it requires all the fittings to be airtight so it doesn't lose prime or suction. If it does that, you pretty much have to rebuild the system, find out where it's drawing air from. But with the submersible pump, it's not quite as critical for it to be 100% sealed, as it's pushing and not sucking. That well we put into the sunken greenhouse, that's going to be used with the jet pump. So we're gonna use a foot valve in there, and I'll show you how the difference between the two. But that's another day. We're just gonna hammer this job out right now and get this all put back together, because I hate not having water in my house. Literally sucks. I did that when I first moved out here. No water, no electricity. I mean, it was tough, but that's okay. That was only a short season, and now we're into something where we have all the amenities, air conditioning, everything a normal house does in a 900 square foot house. So should have been kneeling on this work pad, of course, but okay. This is the rope here that you attach, takes the weight of the pump off. So I'm not a sailor, so I don't know how to do all the world's best knots, but you know what they say. How's that saying going? Don't know knots, use lots or something? Anyways, we're just gonna throw some tape around this. First time the sun's been out all day. When you're running solar as your primary source of electricity, you're always very observant of when the sun's out and how long it's out for, so you know exactly how much power you can really use throughout the day. When the sun's not out a lot, I usually try not to use a lot of power. I do have a 11 kilowatt diesel generator. It's a Kubota. It's fully automated. It will turn on when my system's low and calling for power, but I just like to not use that as much as possible, just because diesel is expensive and whatnot. So this is all attached now. Should be really pretty close. All right, so we're just gonna put these hose clamps on here, and we're just gonna tighten the bottom one, so when I go to put them on, they just don't fall down into the well. Just always kind of thinking ahead how to so they don't fall down clearly. So we're almost ready to put this into the well now. Okay. All right. Since we cut the rope, we're gonna have to give it a little bit of an extension. Let's lengthen it just a bit. Just so. Okay, all right. Just be very careful not to kink that. You good? I don't know. you pass me
Drill, yep.
the drill and the propane torch, please. Okay. Thanks. Oh, this is lovely. Really important you don't over crank those hose clamps. You don't want to strip them out and then have to work back and clearly take that back out and put some hose clamps. You can see why we tighten those on there, so they were easy to access there. We're just gonna warm this up, let those warm up a bit. This rope's clearly not tight, so we're gonna tighten that up. Now I know some of you guys are gonna be like, wow, that's really dangerous, Chris, to be working in a well just like this, but that's the importance of being physically fit. Nutrition, diet, exercise. It all has its place on the homestead. Balance, hand-eye coordination, these are all things that come with proper rest, proper nutrition. I feel pretty confident working by myself for the most part. The well is always an iffy thing to do by yourself, but if you had to by yourself, I would. I have done this. I have worked on my well by myself, but it still is dangerous and deserves a lot of respect. So now we have the weight of the pump on this rope, so it's clearly not hanging off the plastic fittings. I had just drilled a few holes through this fiberglass cribbing here, so we're just get this tied up and of course use the one knot that I always do. And that should be it, guys. Like, that's pretty exciting. This is, hopefully we can turn that breaker on. We're gonna put the lid back on this, and hopefully our two wires that we've attached, the green was for the ground, but the other two are alternating. It doesn't have a color combination, so I didn't know which ones were which. The pump could be reversed, so we could change that inside at the panel, just to flop the polarity or whatever, the wiring, whatever you call it. But that's how you work in a well.